It's quite easy to show etymologically that religion simply means law. Okay, we've been through like there are non-theistic religions aplenty. There's Buddhism. The word religion does not imply theism. That's something to concentrate on until you get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Until when you hear the word religion, you no longer conjure up images of gods and spirits.
Right.
Okay. Religion is to bind back in the Latin. In other cultures and languages, it's the same word typically.
Yeah.
So
well,
like,
I remember when you told me about that, and I looked it up, and it's like religion to bind, and legal has, if you go back far enough,
legal the term.
Yes, it can have a similar root depending on which source you look at. The law binds, and so does religion.
I would expect that. So then, in that regard, so if religion is a law, normal religion, voluntary religion, is a law that you bind yourself to. Okay. So, for example, when my mother switched religions, she bound herself to a new law. Okay, no one compelled her to. There might have been threats of fire and brimstone and God knows what else in there. But
she wasn't threatened physically in the moment.
Yeah, that's also like some people would say that hell is a... Anyway, let's put that in that bucket, as David Robertson would say. If religion is a law that you bind yourself to, compulsory religion is a law that other people forcibly bind you to.
Right.
Now, which of these is a nation-state's law? Is it a law that you bind yourself to, or is it one that you are forcibly bound to? And if it's the latter, then basically statism is compulsory religion.
Right.
Etymologically, that's not hard to. Well, it can be hard because of our indoctrination, but like rationally, it's not hard to wrap your head around.
Look, if you go to Malaysia, you know the law depends on your religion. If you're a Muslim by birth, not necessarily by choice. It's not like you come of age and said, well, I joined this mosque. But from birth, you're born as a Muslim, and the law depends on that. You will be punished accordingly if you drink alcohol or something like that.
Yeah, and it's quite common for countries to treat people differently based on their religion, and that's because they've bound themselves to another law. But it's like the heart of the matter that religion means law. Compulsory religion, therefore, is law that is that you are involuntarily compelled to obey. Then it's kind of beyond the pale of questioning that governments operate compulsory religions, under those definitions.
Okay, because they impose laws on us. We don't get the choice of governments in general. We don't.
Yes. Yeah. So then, once that's out the way, you could like pack it in and call it a day, and I would be quite happy to. There's just the pesky little thing I couldn't help noticing, and that is I can't find an important difference between deities and countries. Okay, in terms of them both being collective imaginations that are assigned power animals and genders and being used to represent the unity of a people and being used by representatives to impose a law and a tithe on those people. So that's when you get into the model of basically, you wake up in the fucking dark ages, you walk outside and you're surrounded by a bunch of superstitious people that believe in deities and believe that their representatives have the divine right to compel their laws on you. And if you've seen the inner workings of any modern religion, you'll see the I don't even want to call them analogs. You'll see the identical mirroring top to bottom, from them taking consensus votes when it comes to doing things like accepting a new member or raising funds for a new cause or whatever, or electing a board to maybe run the regional conference office or things like that, to electing a treasurer, to deciding all sorts of things that kind of shape the organization over time.